Hey, it's Donnie Walker. Sunday Night Live. Not Saturday Night Live, Sunday Night Live. Had a good weekend, went to the go-kart races. I worked at Walker's Saw Shop Friday. Did a bunch of stuff, got some saws shipped out. Johnny got some saws shipped out to some fine folks out there. And then Saturday morning I went to the go-kart track. I didn't race, I was an official, the tech man, and helping a couple of new buddies out that have got into it. The fellow had and his son that bought mine did very well. Had a great weekend. It was just a fabulous day. It didn't rain. It was forecast to rain on Saturday, but we were lucky enough that it was a little damp in the morning, so some guys put rain tires on. They went out and the track pretty much dried up, and the rest of everyone else ran slicks the rest of the day. Right at the end of the day, it rained. Right when I was pulling out. Funny. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't get any footage of that. I did a couple of videos. I don't know why I didn't somehow save it. But anyways, we'll get back to that another time. So yeah, I was just at my dad's place this weekend. Picked up some more goodies. Check this out. I've getting all his old hot saw stuff and used parts and whatnot. Wow, I got it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 3120 pistons. This one's pretty standard. It's in good shape still. Can still be used. It's been modified slightly with some holes in the bottom ring. We might only use the top ring on this one. Sometimes we only ran one ring. This one's been domed, really well worked over in the windows. Same with this one. This one's got like a pop-up style with a Teflon coating on it that we used to get done in Calgary from a coating place. Yeah, and a few other ones. Here's a single ring one with a dome. Another one like that. Yeah, so quite a few, and 3 2100 ones with no rings, but eventually I'll find some rings for them, the thin rings I need. I got 3 pistons there in good shape. Can be used for some racing saws. Found a 2100 cylinder, pretty mint shape. No fins missing, no thread problems, looks good. 3 different ignitions. They're hard to get these days. A 2100 cylinder, and it's been quite modified with a decompression release. With an aluminum block on it that my dad made for spacer for a bigger carburetor, probably like a 3120 carb on an external pulse system to run the fuel pump and the carburetor he had working on it. And another split head 3120 I found, decent shape. I'm going to use this cylinder. Check out the timing numbers, and there was a 2-piece head for it, a head for it. So I just got to check it out, measure it up, see how everything lines up, if this is the one that matched up to this. If not, I got several more behind me that I've collected that I'm going to deal with or check over this winter while I'm building them. Because kart racing's over for the summer. Now it's time to get down and sort all my stuff out here into categories of 3120, 2100, 394, 395, which I have been doing. And over on this other workbench is where I've been doing it. Right now I just have a couple saws sitting up there because I was just doing a little cleanup, but I got some parts boxes over there and bins. I'm putting all the screws in boxes and marking their length. A friend of mine, Dave, has been over here helping me do that. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, so I've been talking a long time about this 090 strip down and rebuild. Well, it's time. I'm on it. Tom Phillips. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I want to get this done for you with Toot Sweet, put it that way. So here I go. I got some information on 090 I just want to talk about, and just have a little talk about the saws of what they're like in those days. The 090s were used a lot in the Queen Charlottes, on the inner coast here of the island, and on the island here as well. They're a strong saw. They first came out with a regular version. The 090 was obviously the first one, which this one isn't actually. This is an 090 AV sitting here of Tom Phillips, and I got the information on that here. So the first 090, this just gives me this is also, I pulled this off of the Chainsaw Collector's Corner from Mike Akers' website. So if you want to know any information about saws, click on the chainsaws up top here and pick out your manufacturer and your model, and you can print these sheets off exactly the the specs of the engine and the year it was made, and pictures of it as well. So he also has the book, the old Chainsaw Collector's Book, which is very good. It gives you the more history of the company and how they developed the saw and stuff in some cases. I don't have that here right now, but I do have several of those books. So this 090, the original version, made in 1968, year introduced, from Stuttgart, Germany. Still's Andreas Machinist Fabric. 137 cc's, one cylinder of course, 66 millimeter bore, 40 millimeter piston stroke. Aluminum chrome plated bore, piston boarded, 13 horsepower at 6,500 RPM. Weighed 13.9 kgs, 30.6 pounds. Pretty heavy saw, eh? Imagine tugging that sucker around. Whew. Those men were men in those days. One-man operation, rigid handlebar, so that means no AV. Centrifugal clutch, a magnesium die cast, and had the Bosch Magneto type. Tillotson HL244, 324, 327, and a 331. They've had several different carburetors, different kits, but your main RK 114HL is probably the most common now to be using in them all. Also, the minor repair kit, you could use a diaphragm kit, which is like a 5HL. That'll do all your HL, your carburetors. The nylon mesh element air filter, automatic rewind, the old Fairbanks Morris type, which I'm going to show you on that, how to fix those as well, like this one not working right. Maximum engine RPM, 6,500 to 7,000, 8,000 free. What do they mean by that? 8,000 free. Ignition timing, 3 millimeters before top dead center, or 0.12 of an inch. 16 thousandths of gap on the points, or 0.4 millimeter. Spark plug, WK225T6, that's a really old number. More these days would be a WS8E, something like that, or I don't know what else in NGK or something. Needle roller type bearings. They don't call them balls, they're more of a needle, and we'll see that when we take it apart. 20 to 1 mix after break-in. Wow, wonder what they want for break-in. Pretty rich, eh? That'll keep the mosquitoes and the bugs away and the horseflies, eh? Wherever you're at. Recommended mix. Castrol's 2-stroke SAE 40 or Deluxe SAE 50. 404 standard on it. Yeah, gray and white top cover. So that's the original 090 there. You know, as you can see without the AV. Pretty good saw in the days for the big timber. They were probably the best in the market in those days for big timber, if you can handle packing it up those hills. Now the 09 AV, which this one is, same CCs. Everything's the same, except for it actually is heavier, 32.4 pounds. Okay. Now this one says they came with the Bosch electronic ignition, so it was an electronic ignition on this one. Apparently, we'll see when we dive into it. I thought some of them had both. We'll see when I take it apart. And that is nice. You don't have to mess around with the points so much. I mean, if it does have points, we're going to go through the ignition timing of it, and I have the original shop manual here, so we'll be able to hook up a meter and everything and do it to the way they say from the factory. Okay, this one, wow, this one's recommended fuel oil ratio 40 to 1 with Stihl oil. So they obviously, that just shows you that from 68 to whatever year they made this one. It doesn't say this on this sheet. It was only a few years probably after, but then Stihl started making their own oil, which was actually, I believe, made by Castrol at the beginning. Not the Castrol Super 2-stroke, or it was just their regular stuff. So 40 to 1, yeah, no problem doing that, especially when you have a governed saw, right? Maximum engine RPM, 8,000. So really the only difference was electronic ignition possibly and the anti-vibe to it. There's some pictures of that one. Exactly what I got here. This was a barn find. I believe Tom Phillips got it in this barn, and I believe his uncle originally bought it. Well, I don't believe he did. I'm sure of it. Bought it from Couch and Timber and Turf Equipment Limited in Duncan, BC. Okay? That was a long time ago. So I haven't cleaned it up or nothing. So I'll give you a good shot of this whole thing here. So you can see the exact condition it's in right now before we start taking it apart. Get this camera off this stand here. Okay. Dirty, grungy, starter rope hanging out. Grungy. Okay. I think the first thing to do is we're going to take these covers off it. Then we're going to pressure wash it because it's coming completely apart. A little water won't hurt it. These things ran in the rain for years. And then we'll start tearing it apart. And we'll do it in a couple different videos, eh? That's the best way for me to do it. And then maybe I can either link them together. I probably won't do that. We'll just go part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. See how many parts we get to. So this part's going to be over because Shelly wants to take the dog for a walk. And then we'll come back and have some dinner. And I'm going to stay home here tomorrow. I got 385, a 390, and a 372 to modify. And to finish off a 346. Oh yeah, these little flashlight, man. I'm at Phillips today. You can buy like a 6-pack of these LED little flashlights. Comes with batteries for $14. You know, I'm tired of not having a flashlight everywhere, eh? Go there, pick up a pack of these, man, and you can have one in every vehicle. Just so handy, and they're pretty bright, eh? Pretty bright. About as bright as me. Anyways, hope everyone had a great weekend. Supposed to have some more rain this week, which is good. We've just been putting some grass seed down in our daycare and our playground, so hopefully we can get some moisture there to get it growing. So yeah, that's the Stihl 090. That's part 1, and part 2 will be taking it apart. Then I'll pressure wash it, and we'll just go over what's wore on it and how everything functions on it. So have a great night. Keep your saw into it, sticky knives, rubber in the road. Check out the walkersawshop.com online store. And yeah, have a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy life, play safe, have fun. Bye now.